Hello, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today's layout is for the Favourite Escape YouTube hop. Needs a little introduction, I suppose. We are all scrapping about our favourite escapes. So for me, this is the Isle of Wight. I absolutely love it. I went there every year on holiday as a kid. And now I'm grown up, we've got a little boy who's now 4, and I think we've been on holiday to the Isle of Wight for the last 3 years now. And my parents actually moved out there last year, so I've now got a permanent holiday home, shall we say. So looking forward to hopefully getting back out there in the summer. And the particular photos I've chosen today are of us sitting on the steps of Apley Tower, which is my favourite place in the whole of the Isle of Wight. I don't know why, I can't explain it. I just really love Apley Tower, and every year we go there and we park up at Ryde and we walk down to Apley Tower, and I take hundreds of photos of the tower. Now, it doesn't change year in, year out, but I still take photos of it every year, so I have hundreds of them. So I did actually print one out to add to this layout, but decided that I wasn't going to be able to make both photos work. So I just settled on the photo of the three of us sat on the steps. So I'm using Paige Evans Wonders collection for this layout, and I've fussy cut these scallops here from that whole sheet of, scallops. It's a whole 12 by 12 pattern paper sheet of these scallops. And I've been trying to decide for ages what to do with it. So I decided to cut some out and see how I felt. And I've decided to layer 4 strips up at the top of my layout. It will be the top when I turn it round. And then I'm popping each scallop up on foam pads just to add a bit of dimension there. So it was a bit fiddly to tuck them all in underneath each other. It took a bit of time, but I think I like how it looks. I'm not 100% sold on the idea, but I feel better for having tried to use that patterned paper. I've also fussy cut some of those, are they mandalas? I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. I've cut a few of those out, and I've chosen a couple that the colours kind of match my photo. And I'm layering them behind the picture, and then I'm going to try and build some clusters around those. I'm also going to cut another one out. I'm trying to at the moment decide which colour to go for. I've gone for the blue one because my husband's wearing a bright blue shirt in the photo, so I thought the blue worked quite well. So I've cut that one out, and I'm just going to work on a smaller cluster down on that bottom left corner just to help balance the page out a little bit. I'm not afraid of white space at all, and I love having loads of white space on my layout, but I kind of need it to be balanced as well. I have a bit of OCD when it comes to things like patterns and symmetry, and as much as I am a lover of white space, I do like to feel that my pages have a balance about them. So if I'm offsetting my kind of main feature to the side, I do quite often add a smaller cluster in the opposite side just to help that balance. So I've matted my photo onto white cardstock, and then I've done a second layer on one of the pattern papers, and I've just distressed all the edges there with an edge distresser. Those butterflies you can see on the page have been fussy cut from another paper. I think that one's my favourite in this whole collection. It's a whole sheet of coloured butterflies. So I should really sit in front of the TV one night and just cut them all out, but at the moment I've just been cutting them as I go, which is unusual for me. Normally I would do the whole lot in one go, so maybe that's a task for tonight once I'm done here. But for now I'm just cutting a few more out, and I'm going to have those kind of dispersing out from that main feature on the layout and trying to balance the colours, so I've kind of got a bit of each colour in each area. So on to the ephemera pack that you can see I've got emptied out on my desk to the right there. I don't like these at all. I'm going to be blatantly honest about it. They're huge, and I know I'm going to really struggle to use most of this ephemera pack. I don't know what's gone on lately, but this ephemera is massive. So I pulled a couple of florals out and then went to the sticker book because that's got smaller things in it. And I like small things because you can tuck them in and fill little spaces and gaps with them. I much prefer smaller items. So I've pulled out the smaller florals from that ephemera pack and one of those leaves there, and I'm raising these up on foam pads to bring a bit more dimension into the page. If you follow me on YouTube or Instagram, you'll know I love to have loads of texture and dimension on my layouts, so just using the foam pads behind things adds a bit of height, and it casts a bit of a shadow over the page as well, which I really like in those areas. So now I'm kind of happy with where things are going to sit. I'm committing and sticking things down, just working my way around everything at the moment. I stuck them in place with double-sided sticky tape, and then I'm just going around raising like the patterned, like the pointy bits and the petals up on foam, just to bring in more of that dimension around the edge. And it just takes a moment to do that. Whilst I'm getting busy sticking everything down, in my description box below, you will find a list of lots of lovely talented ladies who are taking part in today's hop. We are all scrapping about our favourite escape. So I imagine we're going to see places all over the world. So please do, once you've finished my video, just click on the description box and have a look down at everyone else's channel links and work your way through. It'd be great if you could watch their videos as well, and hit the subscribe button as you go if you'd like to see more of their work. A lot of us do get together quite often and take part in these YouTube hops, and they're great fun, and I've made so many scrappy friends doing it. I call them friends, I've never met any of them, but it's great to have these friends, and we've all got a shared interest, and it's just people to talk to over your love of papers and pretty things, I guess. So do, if you get a moment, have a look down at the list as well and work your way through those channels. I'm sure they would appreciate it. You'll notice I've also cut a couple of vases of flowers out from one of the patterned papers. I'm just adding one either side of my photos. That worked really well for me because you can't see in the photo, but I know it's there. Just to the left of us, or the right of us as we're sitting, there's a flower bed at the bottom of the tower with loads of flowers in. So those vases of flowers really reminded me of that. And I must say, as much as I hate the ephemera pack in this collection, there's a lot of pattern papers that offer great potential for fussy cutting, and it's something I never used to like doing, but I invested in these Cutterbee scissors that I'm using here a while back, and they've been a bit of a game changer, and I really enjoy fussy cutting now. So although the ephemera is huge and I'm struggling to use it, I'm making this collection work for me because I'm able to fussy cut smaller elements from the pattern papers and use those as embellishments. So it's working. I just think I'm going to have a lot of this ephemera pack left over when I'm done with this collection. But never mind, we can't love everything about everything, can we? There's always going to be something, and I'm sure there's people out there that absolutely love huge ephemera. It's just, personally for me, I just find it really hard to use. I felt like I needed something down the bottom of my page, so I've just cut another strip of those scallops off, and I'm going to just have that sat on the bottom. And I'm not far off being done now. I do obviously need to add my title, and seeing as this hop is about our favourite escape, I'm going to title my layout Favourite Place, because this is, like I said, my favourite place in the Isle of Wight. And I was going to use those foam thickers you saw I'd pulled out, but I remembered I've got these well, they're like puffy stickers almost, from one of the new Pink Fresh Studio collections, and they've got a gorgeous shade of navy in that works perfectly with this collection, so I've pulled those out instead. And then I just wanted to add a few bits from the sticker book that do have some gold accents. I love the little gold foil details. So I added a flower to the top left of my photo that matches the colour of my husband's shirt, and a little orange butterfly just to the right of my title. And then I've got a couple of gold leafy stickers that I'm just dotting around. I've gone 3, and it just brings in that little touch of sparkle, which I think finishes the page off really nicely. And then I'm just going to add one last butterfly. I didn't have a green one, and I've got some green in the mandala and a couple of the scallops and the vase on the left there, so I wanted to have a green butterfly as well. Feel a bit left out. He's my son's favourite colour as well, so it would not have been right not to have a green butterfly. And as always, I just stick the body of the butterflies down. I never stick their wings down because I think they look much more realistic with their wings free. And that is me finished. So I shall leave you with some photos of the finished layout and some close-ups. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this process. Please do hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more of my work. And as I've mentioned probably several times now, in my description box are the links to all the other ladies taking part. So you do have a visit to their channels and watch their videos too. But for now, I shall leave you with the close-ups. And thanks again for joining me.